we say that the male child, who will rule all the nations with an iron scepter, is the second coming of Christ. According to the following, Revelation 12 describes the new birth of Christ. Again, a great and wondrous sign appeared in heaven: a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars on her head. She was pregnant and cried out in pain as she was about to give birth. Revelation: the dragon stood in front of the woman who was about to give birth, so that he might devour her child the moment it was born. She gave birth to a son, a male child, who will rule all the nations with an iron scepter, and her child was snatched up to God and to his throne. Revelation believes that this part is about the new life experience of Christ. The reason for this conclusion is that the revelation clearly points out that the boy who will rule all the nations with an iron scepter, and the one who rule all the nations with an iron scepter, is Christ. We look at the Bible. According to 1 the Lord said to me, "You are my son. Today I have become your father. Ask of me, and I will make the nations your inheritance, the ends of the earth your possession. You will rule them with an iron scepter. You will dash them to pieces like pottery." Psalms 2: I will give authority over the nations. He will rule them with an iron scepter. He will dash them to pieces like pottery, just as I have received authority from my Father. Revelation 3: She gave birth to a son, a male child, who will rule all the nations with an iron scepter, and her child was snatched up to God and to his throne. Revelation 4: The armies of heaven were following him, riding on white horses and dressed in fine linen, white and clean. Out of his mouth comes a sharp sword with which to strike down the nations. He will rule them with an iron scepter. He treads the winepress of the fury of the wrath of God Almighty. Revelation 19:14-15. In conclusion, the little boy who will rule all the nations with an iron scepter in this prophecy is the second coming of Christ. So we can be sure that Jesus will once again be physically reborn and fulfill the mission of salvation.